I know of a professor who encouraged his students to do this, and they achieved a very high level of quality, what we call a featured article. And a featured article, most of the volunteers who are here today, they know how hard it is. I guess you need more than 2 or 3 months to write a featured article. That's the highest quality. It has to be good. It has to be well sourced. It has to be perfect in grammar, language, style, and so on. And it needs to apply to all the Wikipedia rules. So that's a very big achievement, I think. And some other professors were not as successful. I remember the case of someone in San Francisco who told me, well, I did this with my students, and in the end, the administrators on Wikipedia deleted our articles. And then we looked at the articles, and it was clear that this person had no clue what to do, and the students had no clue, so it couldn't work. So we talked to, the first thing we did is we wanted to reinforce that trend. We wanted to see how can we make all professors successful? How can we support them? So last year we invited some of the professors who did this, we invited them to our office at the Wikimedia Foundation. And we asked them, so what do you think? What are the benefits of using Wikipedia as a teaching tool? And the first thing that they mentioned was students write for a global audience. So instead of writing a term paper, some professors told us, so that's not something that I invented. Some professors told us they call it a throwaway assignment, which lands in the garbage can or in some drawer. So instead of doing that, students write for that big Wikipedia audience. And that's something that we found out is very motivating for students. Then, improvement of writing skills. Writing for Wikipedia is pretty different than writing in an analytical style. So that is something that students can learn if they write for Wikipedia. What is fact-based compared to an analytical writing style. And then students interact with readers and writers in real time. I have to admit that that was one of the things that fascinated me most in the early days when I started to edit. So I started to edit in 2005. And I had written some articles in scientific journals before. And maybe it was my weird topic, so I wrote about 18th century sea trade. Maybe it was my weird topics that I never got some feedback or something. But on Wikipedia, when I started to write on Wikipedia, I got immediate feedback. People were asking, so we don't understand this part of what you've written. Can you please explain it? And people started to edit the articles. And actually, that's one of the biggest fears of academics. I know there are many academics who are on Wikipedia. The biggest fear is that someone could edit their articles. But I can tell you what happens is people make it better. So the fourth argument, and these are arguments that the professors gave us. The fourth argument is students gain a deeper understanding of media literacy. So if you look at someone who writes on Wikipedia, this person will learn a lot about how texts on Wikipedia are produced. So this person might gain a better understanding of for which purposes you could use Wikipedia, for which you can't use Wikipedia. So what we did to reinforce this trend was we started a 17-month experimental pilot program. And we're just in the middle of it. So the fall term started in September and ended in December, and we're now going into the second and into the spring term. And when we planned that project, we didn't know how many people will be willing to do this in the United States. You know, if you talk to someone like 4 or 5 years ago at a university, these people said, oh, we don't want to have anything to do with Wikipedia. And so we thought, maybe we can get 3 to 5 classes for the fall semester. And we wrote a grant proposal, and in our grant proposal, the risk assessment, this was one of the biggest risks. We thought, okay, maybe we just get 2 classes, and then we don't have good enough results. But what happened was, actually, we didn't have 3 to 5 classes, but we had 11 classes. So the interest in what we were doing was much, much bigger. And that shows you how much Wikipedia and the perception of Wikipedia changed over the years. So these are some of the participating universities. And when we talked to these professors first, we asked them, so tell us, what do you think is the biggest problem? If you want to use Wikipedia in your classroom, what do you think it will be? And most of the professors we talked to said, well, it sounds like it's a huge amount of work. And it's going to be much more for us to do. And actually, it's going to be very difficult because we don't know a lot about the culture, about the specific kind of policies and rules on Wikipedia. And so what we did is we created a number of educational materials. This is one of the materials that we have now. It's called Evaluating Wikipedia Article Quality. And this is actually something that the students found very useful because it gives them, like on 4 or 5 pages, it gives them an idea of which articles, how can you find out which articles are good and which articles are not so good. And we also created sample syllabi. So, for example, when do you have a presentation about what Wikipedia is and how it works? Maybe that's better in week 3 than in week 4 and so on. So these are just some sample materials that we created. And we created a new role. And we called this role Wikipedia Ambassador. Because we thought if someone wanted to use Wikipedia in the classroom, then having support would be a good thing. So face-to-face support, that's what we provide with the campus ambassadors. We have campus ambassadors. These are the people who give face-to-face support on the university campus. We also have online ambassadors, and these are, most of them are Wikipedians who help the students whenever they have a question online. So here are some of the things that the ambassadors do. They teach the students the culture of Wikipedia and how to edit. So they go into the classroom, they give a presentation, but they also organize lab sessions. So they support the students with creating user accounts, for example. And they consult with the professor around the assignment. You've seen that syllabus. So they meet with the professor before the semester starts, and they help building that syllabus. And they also support the students' work on Wikipedia. So this is, what you can see here is our regional ambassador training in Washington, D.C. So last August, we trained the first generation of campus ambassadors. We had a 3-day training in Washington. And now we're growing. Our biggest challenge is how to make this model sustainable and scalable. We want to be at, maybe in a few years, we want to be at 500 universities. So we can't bring all these people, all these Wikipedians to one place. So what we did is we shifted to a regional model. So we trained just a few weeks ago in San Francisco, we trained the first generation of campus ambassador trainers. And these trainers go back to 5 different areas in the United States, and they do the regional training. And this is the regional training in the Washington, D.C. area. So I have some preliminary results of what we did last semester. It was 200 students, and they added 2 million characters to Wikipedia articles within one semester. So how much is 2 million characters? An average per student, that's about 7 pages. And what I would like to do now is to, and actually I'm very happy that I have Wi-Fi here, so I can show you the live article. I would like to show you an example of how the students improved the Wikipedia articles. And this is the article, Food Quality Protection Act. And this is what it looked like in September 16th, 2010, before the semester started. And if I scroll down slowly, you will see there is a short introduction. And then there is a long list of requirements, a See Also section, 1 reference, and some external links. And this article over the semester, over the fall semester, got improved by one of the students who never edited Wikipedia before. So this is what the article looks like today. So you can see there is a very good introduction. And look at the table of contents. You have structure. You have much more information. And if I scroll down slowly, you have pictures. You have references. Look at this. Look at how the reference section got improved. External links, and then a feedback feature. So let me get back to my presentation. What I would like to show you now is a very short video. It's a case study of the University of Georgetown, and let's take a look at Rochelle Davis. Rochelle Davis is a professor at Georgetown University, and in November 2010, the Wikipedia articles improved by their students got more than 4 million views. So let's see what she and some of her students think about this new initiative.
I thought that having that the students would be really gung-ho about having their work go out into the public. And I said, so many of the classes that I've taught in the past, as academics, we deconstruct things. We look at things that have happened and we say, this happened and this was wrong, or this brought this issue in, or whatever. But we never sort of construct. So now you're going to construct. And you're not only going to construct for my eyes, you're going to construct for a global audience. You're going to make something that everybody can see. And the students are across the board very excited about it.
You put so much work into this, and this is one of the most unique assignments I've ever done at Georgetown, because it's not just a paper or a research paper where you turn it into your professor grades it and gives it back to you, and then it's pretty much done with. You complete this assignment, your professor grades it, and then it's out there for the world to see. Yeah. So it's really cool in that aspect, and I mean, because of that, it's kind of representing you in a way, so you want to make sure that it remains kind of how you intend it to.
So this is some